Yo guys, in this video I'm going to be giving you tips on how to reach Unreal if you are struggling. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to like and subscribe. Let's try to get 30 likes on this video. Any questions, leave below and let's get into it. First tip when it comes to reaching Unreal is your warm-up routine, and you may think this is important, but it actually is. If you don't train your mechanics and aim, etc., you will always be inconsistent and not improve. This is because you're not constantly training your brain with new stuff. When you do start to warm up every day, you will see massive improvements in your rank games because you have warmed up your mechanics and aim. I would recommend 1 hour of warming up before you even think about going into ranked. Don't use ranked as your warm-up routine. You won't gain percentage, that you won't improve. If you want the best warm-up routine, then subscribe, as I'm dropping a warm-up routine video very soon, so look out for that. Yeah, so make sure you do a warm-up routine every day without question, because if you don't do a warm-up routine, you're not going to improve, and to gain percentage in ranked, you need to improve at your fighting. I will leave some creative maps below in the description that improve my mechanics. Be sure to check them out and use them. If it's only for 30 minutes a day, I normally take an hour to warm up, but it's just preference. The second tip is dropspot. Dropspot is important in rank because, for example, if you are landing the raft every game, chance of you gain percentage is reduced. This is because your chance of winning a spawn are less due to the amount of people who land the raft. Whereas if you land at less contested POI or even a spot on a map what isn't named, your chances of gaining percentage and getting to Unreal are increased already, because it's not going to be as contested. Once you've found the place you want to keep landing, just master it. This will help you out a lot if you're trying to get percentage in ranked and get to Unreal. This all depends on what mode you're playing. If you feel confident fighting at the raft as a duo or as a trio, depending on what mode you're playing, then land the raft. But if you're playing solos, I definitely recommend going to a less contested POI, as your game percentage is a lot faster, and if you do master it, then you're probably going to spawn nearly every time. This now moves me on to my third tip, loot path. In ranked, people normally just loot random houses wherever they land and don't actually have a plan. A loot path is every game you land, you loot the same area and you follow the same path. So for example, I land the main house in Sandy Steppers, I get all the barrels so I don't have to use the shield. I then move over to these houses and loot these for the Avengers chest. I then eventually go back to the main house and grab a car and go and claim the Starlight. I do this every single game and I've mastered it. This is why I rank up so fast, because I have a plan, and if I am contested, I know where to loot, etc, etc. This now brings me to my fourth tip, loadout. Loadout is another important tip this season because you need to know what to carry and not what to carry. For example, this is what I would carry as my loadout when playing ranked. So first, I would carry the Gatekeeper shotgun. This shotgun has been meta for the last 4 seasons now, and it's still the strongest shotgun in my opinion. I do think the new shotgun is alright, but not as good as the Gatekeeper. As my spray weapon, I would carry the Burst Assault Rifle, just because it's beams, and if you can hit all 3 bullets, you're guaranteed 80 damage, which is a good advantage going into a fight. As my heals, I would carry big pots and meds, but I also do like to carry splashes sometimes if I can get 6. They're easy to heal and it gives you white health and shield. The last thing I carry, and which everyone should be carrying, is a jetpack. This thing is meta. If you're not carrying this, then you're already at a disadvantage. If you didn't already know, there is an exploit with the jetpack where you jump, boost and cancel. You go far and can get around the map very fast with this. If I was you, I'd be learning how to do this and carry a jetpack every game. If you find one, this is what helped me get to Unreal. So make sure you're carrying a jetpack, as this is like very broken right now. What I just showed you is preference. If you are better with a hammer shotgun, use the hammer shotgun. If you're better with a new shotgun, use the new shotgun. I just use this because I was more comfortable with the Gatekeeper, as it is OP and the burst is OP. So yeah, use what you like, but this is just an example of what I use to get to Unreal, and it's just the most broken loadout. Fifth tip, mold. Now if you are confident at fighting on your own and can drop high kill games, I do recommend solo as your mode. As solos you gain a lot of percentage out of the 4. If you're not very confident at fighting, I'd recommend a team mode, as you're more likely to gain percentage because you feel a lot more confident with who you're playing with. This means if you're more confident with who you're playing with, you can drop big kill wins, and this is crucial to ranking up fast. But if you're better at solo fighting and you think you can be more consistent in solos, then play solos, as this is crucial crucial to also ranking up fast. Now moving on to playstyle. If you are an aggressive player, then this brings me back to the drop spot. You should land the raft or one of the POIs with the medallion. Personally, I recommend landing somewhere on the edge or not too far from the medallion POIs, as you can collect up a lot of materials and loot. POIs like sand, Stories, or even underworld, so you can rotate in and third party any fights. But if you are a calm player, then landing on the edge of the map is more for you. It's going to be less contested and more beneficial for you. Like I said about the loot path, you learn the loot path, you already get an advantage of winning with only 1 or 2 people contesting, which is good for gaining percentage fast and reaching unreal. This brings me on to my 7th tip, mid-game fighting. This has a lot to do with your playstyle. If you have an aggressive playstyle, then you should W key, but W key smart. Don't take stupid fights. You should fight in places where you're less likely to get third party and killed. Only time you should fight is if you're the third party and you know you won't get third party because you're on dead side. For a calm player, I'd just say play dead side, don't take much fights, and if you have to take a fight, don't be scared. But if there's no one on dead side, just try and make it to endgame, as you'll get most percentage in endgame and reach real faster. Speaking of endgame, this is tip number 8. Now if you make it to endgame, you already gain percentage, because in ranked, if you make it to endgame, you guaranteed percentage. But when you get to endgame, this is where you should be looking for kills, because endgame kills give you a lot of percentage. To win the actual game, you should always look for height. Height gives you the best advantage of winning the game. If you take height, just keep it. Don't really try jeopardize it and drop down. Just stay on height, and yeah, you'll more than likely win the game. My last tip is mentality. Now you're not going to win every game, so you know, don't get a bad mentality if you die off spawn. Just go again, keep playing, and just keep a good mentality, because the last thing you want is getting angry and then you lose more percentage than you gain, and yeah, you end up just never getting to unreal. So just keep a good mentality when you're playing. If you die, just take it on the chin and just keep playing, because I've been there where I've been mad and I've lost percentage, and it doesn't help. Just gotta keep a good mindset. That is the end of the video. If you did enjoy and it did help, please be sure to like and subscribe. I am new to content, so like any tips on how to improve, or literally anything to help me get better at this, it would be much appreciated. But I am trying to reach 2k subscribers before the end of the month, so if anyone could help with that, it'd be appreciated. And yeah, also don't forget to use code TIDE27 of Fortnite and shop. That'd be much appreciated if you do. And yeah, take care guys, thanks for watching.